One,
One,
two,
two,
one,
one, two.
two. Check, check, check. Let me know if you can hear me. Put a one in the chat. Put a one in the chat if you can hear me out there. What's up, Sate? It's your boy Heaven Hollywood. The Heaven Hollywood Experience. And we are on day 20 of this Diddy trial. Day 20, y'all. Day 20. Everybody out there that's chilling, tuning in on Twitter. Everybody that's tuning in on Twitch. And, of course, tuning in on the IE Network YouTube. All right? So, we're going to get right into it. We're going to get right into it, man, because we're going to go over what happened. A lot of people read yesterday that during on the weekend, the defense put in a motion to dismiss with a motion for mistrial. They want to dismiss this due to mistrial, and what they put in for was saying that the prosecution purposely put someone on the stand that they knew would lie, and they knew were lying. They said the testimony was a lie, and the government knew it was a lie. So they put that motion in on Sunday, I believe, or it may have been Saturday. It was Saturday. Motion to dismiss for a mistrial. Now, they let everybody except they let this Brianna, I think her name is like Brianna Bogelin. They let her testimony go through, let it sit with the jury for a few days, and then they said, come on, jury. Come on now, jury. Listen to this testimony. Her dates weren't correct. Her dates were mixed up. She said that Diddy dangled her over a balcony on a day that he was clearly in New York. Him and Cassie, by the way. Cassie wasn't even there. She said Cassie was there. Cassie wasn't even there. I believe he was in Harlem, staying up in Harlem with Cassie. Now, they're up and at it again. We're going to get up with Inner City Press and find out the latest about what's going on, because Jane was back on the stand again. If you do know who Jane is, please do not put it in the chat. We're just going to refer to her as Jane. Right? If I see someone putting her name, revealing her identity in the chat, I will be unfortunately forced to remove you from the chat. So we're not going to be doxing Jane, even though we all seem to think we know who she is. Right? We're not going to dox her. All right? But she's back on the stand, and so far at least, the only thing this sounds like to me is just a girl who was head over heels for Diddy. Head over heels for Diddy, right? That's all it seems like. And I have yet to see anything he's given her. He told her from the beginning that this was not a real relationship. He told her from the beginning that this was an open relationship. Right? So it's not like, it's not like he gave her any false hope. What's up, Lori? It's not like he gave her any false hope. From the beginning, he let her know, right? And it just amazes me that people are sitting around still trying to defend Jane Doe's actions. Let's keep in mind, this was a 30-year-old woman. This was not a child. This was not somebody he groomed, right? This was a woman, 30-year-old woman, who allegedly has been involved in several relationships with celebrities. So not only was it not her first relationship, it's also allegedly not her first relationship with a celebrity. She allegedly has a child with the celebrity. And once again, I'm going to say, please do not reveal who you may think it is. It doesn't matter whether we all think we know who it is. If I catch you doxing that person or putting a name in, I'm going to be forced. I don't want to, but I'm going to be forced to remove you, because they are watching YouTube channels that are revealing her name. And maybe it won't mean anything to y'all, but to be honest, I really don't want to spend all this time trying to build up a YouTube platform for the government to come and snatch it away and say, oh, so you heard what we said, but you think you're above the government, or you think we're not watching all channels. So please do not put her name in the chat. Even though you think you may know who it is, please don't put her name in the chat. But at any rate, we're going to refer to her as Jane. And when you come to this live, everybody knows you're going to get 100% objective. I'm not here to play a role. I'm not here to sprue a narrative like you see a lot of these other content creators. I'll strictly come out and say from the beginning. See, you can silently root for a decision one way or the other, but I think it's totally criminal and I say scam worthy to come on here and give a lopsided take just because it's what you want to happen. So I can truly say that I am low-key rooting for Diddy to beat this. Number one, because the government, especially the Southern District of New York, they just swear they're untouchable, and they feel as though they can do anything to win a case. But the defendant has to play by the rules. And I've always hated that about the Southern District of New York, because they have this reputation. They keep throwing out there 95% conviction rate, 95%. So they have to put that out there to intimidate people. And I just like for once in a while for somebody to beat them and knock them off their high horse. And what better person to do it than a black entrepreneur like Diddy? I couldn't think of a better person to do it unless it was like Jay-Z. Right? So that's why I'm low-key hoping for Diddy. However, I'm not going to sit up here if he's losing and say, oh, Diddy's winning just because I want him to win. It's just like all these other content creators who want him to lose, but they won't even give Nicole Westmoreland or Brian Steele or Teeny Gergel, they won't give them any credit when they come there and totally obliviate the prosecution. They'll say, "Oh, nice try. Oh, it's not going to work. Oh, this," they're not going to recognize when the defense might have a point, and the defense just might, pull this off. So I could be objective and still, be rooting silently for it to go one way or the other. When you listen to me, you cannot tell that unless I've told you. I've told you, yeah, low key. I just don't think that what he's done garnishes him being in prison for the rest of his natural life. Should he do some time? I think if you bring him up on the right charges, yes. If you bring him up on domestic dispute, right? If you bring him up on the domestic dispute, if you bring him up on domestic violence, then yes, he deserves to do some time. Also, we got DDG going on. This DDG and Halle Bailey thing. This thing got exposed over the weekend, and because of the Diddy trial, nobody really paid attention to it. But Halle Bailey has been exposed as a problematic girlfriend and maybe even child's mother. Now, I know a lot of people say, oh, she was just going through post-pregnancy postpartum. But there's some pretty problematic things. And because of that, DDG was awarded a order of protection. An order of protection. So they gave him that order of protection for a reason. They gave DDG that order of protection for a reason. They granted him a restraining order, not allowing Halle to take their child out of the country. Right? Because those text messages, what the hell? Those text messages showed that Halle was problematic. Very problematic. And those text messages showed it. So we will talk about that as well, but we want to get on the Diddy stuff. We want to jump into inner city press. Let me make sure what the hell's going on with my Ethernet. So Ariana says a lot of the text messages was before she got pregnant. Hold on, y'all. So in other words, You can't blame it on the text messages. No, I thought that DDG, unless they Couture, unless they granted it again after they already granted him the restraining order. But last I heard, they granted him the restraining order, and she had to wait until after court to take this kid out the country. Now, I can double check, unless they came back behind giving DDG the restraining order, because they were going to do that. What was the sense of them giving him the restraining order? He doesn't have Halo, and she is out of the country. They didn't restrain her from going out of the country. Okay, so then, all right, so they granted him a restraining order pretty much for nothing. Right? Why the hell would they grant him a restraining order if they were just going to take it away? All right, so 2 days ago, hold on. So they must update it 2 days ago. Order, but hold on. Let me read this one. It says, but, hold on. But there's a catch. All right. So DDG's lawyer claims they secured Halle Bailey's restraining order, but there is a catch. It did not change her temporarily sole custody of their son. There's a lot of divided opinions concerning this going on with DDG and Halle Bailey. Former couple launched abuse, blah, blah, blah. So, Birdsong partially granted the Michigan rapper and streamer a temporary restraining order. This bars the Atlanta singer from engaging in physical or emotional abuse. It does not, however, change her temporary sole custody of their son, Halo, or prevent them from traveling internationally. Okay, so Couture was right, which is his main objective. So he was granted the restraining order, but it didn't do anything. So I don't even know why they granted it to him. So what he was trying to do was stop her from going overseas with the kid. And he was using those text messages to show that she was unstable. And y'all got on me about Chloe. Y'all told me Chloe was the fast one. Y'all told me Chloe was unhinged. Y'all told me Chloe was the problem. Holly's innocent. Holly's the nice one. Holly is the good girl. That's what y'all told me. When I used to be in here windmilling for Chloe. Oh, Hallie's the most talented. Hallie's the good girl. Hallie's the innocent one. That's what y'all told me. That's what y'all told me. And then when I had that live, and then somebody who knew Chloe and Halle came on my live and told y'all don't know Halle. This was before she had the kid. If anybody remembers, that was in my live that day. There was a girl that came on. She said, "I know her," and then for proof, she sent me pictures of her and them when they were younger. So she said, just in case you think I'm capping, so nobody think I'm capping. She's like, I really know these girls. She sent me a picture to my email of them three as little kids. She said, I grew up with them. And she was like, and it's not what you think you see. She said, Halle is the aggressive one. Halle's the aggressive one, right? You said Chloe is in person is more quiet, is more shyer than Halle. Said Halle's not shy at all. So the persona that they were portraying, everybody thought, oh, Chloe, oh, she's promiscuous, she's fast, she's this, so she's that. But then Halle's the one that ended up getting knocked up. And according to DDG, is a freak. Remember that record he put out when he was talking about day sex? So as far as them in court or whatever, I mean, I don't really care. You know, they handle the. I try not to get in what's it called, custody business. But those text messages that she's texting, and you know, if that is her, which it seems as though it is, or else she would have came out and be like, those ain't me on that text message. That Negro lying. When she's talking about, you know, you smashed some chick named Lala, who was come out recently and said that she did not smash DDG. But she said, you had sex with Lala in Mexico, and why don't you get her to be Halo's mother? And she's going to unalive herself. But I said from the beginning, they should took Ruby Rose's word for him. When Ruby Rose first said he laid hands on her, and then when she came back later and said, she took it back or whatever, so everybody thought, oh, she was just hating. He didn't really lay hands on her. But, you know, usually the first reaction is the most accurate most of the time. Not saying all the time, but most of the time, the first reaction is usually most accurate. She said he laid hands on her. Then came back and said, no, I'm not, never mind. He didn't lay hands on me. But she should have saw him cheating, messing around with Ruby Rose. And when Ruby Rose was exposing DMs, she should have saw that then. And everybody told her, you and DDG are not equally yoked. Yeah, he may have more money or the same amount of money because he has made, I think they said he's worth about 20, 25 million or 15 million, whatever the case he's worth. He got some money, right? He's not like some broke dude like, Kenneth Petty, or some dude that ain't got no money. For his age, he's a multi-millionaire. And so he wasn't just some broke dude, right? But she should have listened when people were trying to tell her about DDG. But that's what happens. These girls be on here and they don't listen. It's like Cardi didn't take heed to all of the hints she got from Offset. She went mad. Not only did she, after he was found cheating on her with Jade and Baddie G or both or whoever else, she went on, not only continued with him, she went and married him. Then had a kid by him, then a second kid, then a third kid. And he cheated on with every kid. But she didn't take heed. Now she's coming back with oh, you ruined my life. Oh, I'm lucky I didn't off myself. Oh, I'm this. Hey, dude, I got DMs to you saying, I don't think Offset's the person for you. I got personal DMs to you saying that. But some women have to find out the hard way, right? They don't believe fat meat's greasy. They don't believe that they're what they see is what's really happening. And that's a perfect segue to Jade, right? And as we said before, we're not going to say Jade's name in this chat. even if we know or think we know who she is, even if other chats have said who she is, we're not going to do that in here. So please do not say or reveal her name in my chat, because I'm going to, unfortunately, as much as I don't want to, I'm going to have to remove you. All right. So I will be just the channel. All these other big channels are revealing her name. It will be me, the one that they see, and snatch my channel from all people. So Jane is back on the stand. They did not respond yet to the motion to dismiss. They have not responded to that yet. The judge acknowledged it and said, I'm waiting for the prosecution to respond back. Now, here goes, here's Jane back on the stand and really picking up where she left off. And we're now in 2023 on the real timeline. And she is basically telling everyone about how Sean was still making her do freak offs. Not making her, but making her feel as though she had to do freak offs. All right. Now, I still see a lot of people, not as much as Cassie, but I still see a lot of people in these comments. Oh, she was manipulated. He's a master manipulator. Oh, there's the coercion right there. So let's go back and what she said. Let me share the screen, because she's just really just giving us more. She's really just showing us again, up to this point, she has a choice. She always had a choice from the beginning. She had a choice that when he texted her, I would love to take you out. At that point, she had a choice to say, nah, you mess with my girl. I don't want to do that. And on top of that, my baby father don't really get along with you. So I would prefer if we just kept it strictly platonic and strictly a friendship. She had a chance. For people saying she didn't have no choice, that was choice number one right there. That was choice number one right there, folks. For people saying she didn't have a choice. Right? So, and again, to the new people coming in, what's up, Reese? To the new people coming in again, please do not reveal Jane Doe's name, even if you feel as though you know who she is, even if other channels have revealed it, and the baby daddy, his act as though like he's revealed it. Please don't put her name in this chat. All right. Okay. Yes. Honeycomb. Couture did let me know that, and I did correct myself. All right, I did correct myself that she still has Halo in Italy. So he's pretty much granted a restraining order for no reason. So hope y'all can see that. And she says what he promised about the 2 years. I said, just complete what you promised about the 2 years, about the home. I said, don't contact me. So remember, what did he respond? He said, I'm super clear now. I said, you had me on constant pins and needles. Now I'm sick. Leave me alone. 5 minutes ago. What frustration did you feel? Not being heard about how I felt about the hotel nights. Did you use names for other women? Yes, it was misdirected anger. I asked, what does the house have to do with what I'm saying? So she was obviously calling Cassie, Carisha, and Gina hoes. She said, I'm not Gina or Cassie. Were you telling Sean you were going to speak out about your relationship? Objection. Sustained. Please read. Did you reference your child? Yes, I said you got me effed up. What did Sean write? He said, okay, so this is when they first came on. All right? This is when they first came on. So they have been live about an hour now, a little more. So she's now, what she's telling about mostly is how jealous she was that he was taking, I'm going to say Carisha, because it fits the timeline, and Gina, how she saw him with an ex-girlfriend, which I'm going to assume is Gina. She saw him with Gina, and she flipped out. But Gina got a lot of people flipping out, but not as much as Carisha did. So she's also upset about him saying that he had X with Carisha for 48 straight hours. She said 48 straight hours. You're bragging on a podcast. So she had to be talking about Carisha because she's the only one with the podcast. And he said, oh, that's just podcast talk. That's just podcast talk, he said. Right? So she's talking about, she is having a fit because she's seeing him claim Carisha live. And Carisha, and he's saying, you made Papa proud and stuff like that, right? So here is the first tweets coming in where they basically just reminded her she's still under oath. Here it is. During break, Comer said talking to Xavier Donaldson. Please do not talk to no Xavier Donaldson. Please. All right. So here we go. This is when they first came on for today. Okay. So here we go. When they first came back, she was talking about Diddy bragging about having sex for 48 hours with Carisha. They came in, he said, I have the judge's defense to dismiss, but the government has said they will respond today. I don't have anything yet from them, so we'll address it tomorrow. We'll also decide whether this Dr. Hughes can come back and try to fix up Jane's testimony, right? So here it goes. Good morning, they say. Publish this photo, but they didn't show the screen to public. Who's this? Jane says Sean's security. They didn't say, and this? Jane says Sean's deputy butler. Who did you call ATL? Jane said the entertainer Sly. because he lived in Atlanta. Now, if y'all go to the site behind the industry, they already put up all the players. If you want to go to, in case you didn't know, on Instagram, and shout out to G, she already put up who this person is. So she got a picture up of Sly. She got a picture up of Paul. She has a picture up of the travel agent, Jessica. She has a picture up of KK. So all of the players she's putting up on a website so you can put the faces to the names. This entertainer Sly, because he lived in Atlanta. Your message to Sean, what is about? My trip to New York in 2023. He wrote, send me some S of you being bad. Then Sean says, I got the phones. Just sent me what I don't have. Don't say no to me, please. Don't say no to me, please. That is you still got a choice. What did you write? I wrote, you are traveling without phones? You mean not Sean's two main phones? Jane, yes, his assistants had access to those. Jane, I wrote, you're using this to get your D hard for someone else. The government said, and he said, what did you say? Jane said, I wrote, I'm not coming to New York. You just want me there for a hotel bench. So you're not in New York, ma'am. You right now are in California in your house, right? The government, what did you say? Jane, I saw a podcast. Government, what about? Jane, about Sean bragging about having sex for 48 hours straight on a yacht trip to an island near Miami and near Young Miami. Government, when did the podcast air? Jane, a month after Sean said he'd take me on a yacht trip. He said he was going to take me on a yacht trip. And I look and see he's got this black bee on a yacht trip. This ghetto black bee. He didn't say that, but I'm just adding that in. What had Sean said he'd do with you on a yacht trip? Estefeo, objection. Judge, overruled, sit down. Jane, that after a 2-day hotel night, we'd go and do more on a yacht. But we never left. Had to recuperate. I saw on social media, he took his girlfriend there. He took Carissa's black ass there. AUSA, what did you write in your notes? Jane, I wrote, I don't want to come to New York to be treated like a hoe. Why did you write this in your notes app? I wasn't sure I was going to send it. But did you send a version of it? Yes. Government, what did Sean reply? He said, it was just podcast talk. I said, you took her to the Bahamas on a yacht, not me like you promised. You said you was going to take me to a yacht and bang my back out, not her. You promised that after I got smashed in another hotel night. I'm doing all this dick eating and dick riding for you, and you're taking this black bee to the Bahamas. You wrote, I don't want to feel obligated that you'll stop paying my rent. What did you mean? The guilty, trippy things that he would say that I had to perform. For how long had you felt that? Since I got the home in April 2023. Play this exhibit, Combs' voice. This is a true open relationship, baby girl. Why did you have to make it a problem? Now I'm sick. How did you reply to this voice message? Call me back. Then we had a FaceTime, and he said all the things to calm me down. Okay, so stop right there. You see, this is the shit I'm talking about. right? He said all the things to calm me down. She's putting the blame on him. You are at this point a 31-year-old woman, I believe. You're a 31-year-old woman. And you're still blaming him for making you respond the way you want to respond. Everybody make sure that they hit the like button coming in the door. Everybody on Twitter and on YouTube. So this is what I have a major problem with. Girl, you are not 16. You're not 17. Right? You're a grown woman who allegedly has dealt with celebrities in the past. So you're not new to this, miss. This is what's pissing me off. And you actually got people in the comments trying to defend her. There is no defense. What did you send Sean from the plane to New York? Now, so you're on the plane? I thought you wasn't going. You see what I'm talking about? She said a couple of tweets prior, I'm not coming to New York to be treated like an H. So then he said all the things so what did he say? I'm not going to treat you like an H. We will just be spending time together. We won't do no hotel nights. You should have said, nah, if I come there and the moment you try to call another ninja over here, that's it. I'm leaving. If you say there's not going to be any hotel nights, okay, fine. I'm coming. However, if you put any hotel nights, the moment I see some black ninja walk up on me, I'm gone. Now, what did you send Sean from the plane? A photo of my outfit. Where were you planning to wear it? To dinner. What did Sean send you? He said, we're going to dinner. Did you? A late night lounge thing. A late night lounge thing. He didn't take your ass to no restaurant. He didn't take you to Caprini. He took you to the lounge, what, downstairs from the hotel? Child. Government. I'll read this for you. You wrote, I miss Hard D. Now, if you so-called was only sexing the sex workers, no, she said she was sleeping with Diddy afterwards. Whose Hard D did you miss? Diddy or the sex workers? And I wrote, yes, I have my passport with me. Government. Then what did you write? Jane. I wrote, you turn me on so crazy. Can't wait. After the flight took off, I got a message from Sean. What did Sean ask you? Where Sly was. Then he asked, entertainment or movie night? Let me know. I'll get a hotel. So why didn't she say movie night? How did you react? I felt upset and a little defeated. So you're not there yet. And if he said entertainment and he told you already it wasn't going to be entertainment, why did you say, take me back to the hotel? I'm not coming. I told your Black A I wasn't doing no more freak-offs or whatever you want to call them. King nights, debauchery, freak-offs, whatever the hell they called. I'm not doing them anymore. Why couldn't she say that? She's a grown woman. This shit ticks me off. Anybody in the chat? Am I off base here? This is a 31-year-old woman at this point. What was she born? 91? 90, they said? She's in her 40s now. I mean, come on. At what point does this woman be held accountable? Jesus Christ. Women, boy, I tell you, they are the ones that never have to be accountable no matter what age they are. No matter what age they are, they never have to be held accountable. They can. Oh, I wish I could blame someone for my every single action. You go to buy a car, right? You go to buy a car, and the used car salesman keeps telling you about this car over and over and over, and you sit to yourself like, something ain't right with this car. This Carfax looks suspect. When I started it up, what's that funny sound? Oh no, that's just a sound all cars make, all Fords make that sound. And you be sitting there looking like, I know good and damn well all Fords don't make this sound. But this man convinces you to buy this car, right? He just keeps pressing you and pressing you and pressing you and pressing you. Well, I don't know. I'll go to it. If you go someplace else, I don't think with your credit, you're going to be able to get a car. This is probably your best bet. You're not going to get another car for paying this amount. If you go somewhere else, you're going to probably be paying more. And you saw that there's nothing wrong with this car. This car rides perfectly fine. That little sound you heard when you crank the car up, all cars make that sound. All Fords make that sound. And then against your better judgment, you take the car, right? 3 months later, the car breaks down. You gonna blame the used car salesman? That's what she's doing right here. She's blaming the used car salesman. That's what she's trying to do. She's trying to blame Diddy for what she's going through when she had a choice from day one whether to go through it or not. I'm sure when she met him, she read things and heard things about him. There's been rumors about Diddy for years. So I'm sure when she first met him, she heard rumors about him. What did Sean ask you? Where Sly was? Okay, I felt defeated. I felt just upset and a little defeated. What did you send next? Baby just got Wi-Fi again. So she was lying. What did Sean write? He said, check the red phone. The message he sent me. He said, I have a surprise for you. Just one. What did you take that to mean? There would be somebody new. Who? An entertainer. I hated it. What did Sean send you? A picture of the man. I rolled my eyes. I wrote back, it's not loading. We're landing now. What did you send Sean? I suggested we go to Casa Cipriani, but I was driven to the Trump Hotel. I put on my outfit. So the moment you saw that you was driven to the Trump Hotel, why didn't you say, I'm not getting out? Let me get out here. I'm getting a cab back to the airport and I'm going home. Why didn't you say that? Why couldn't you say that? What happened that night? He was late. He went to that lounge. We went to that lounge. We bickered a bit. He was defensive, but we went to the room and Sly came. So you still went to the room. What did you text to Sly? I asked if he could come to New York. I felt I needed to make it up to Sean. Did he come to the Trump Hotel? And did you and he have sex in front of Sean? Yes. After that New York trip, where did you see Sean next? In Miami, in a hotel. Did you take these pictures? Not shown to the public. Yes. We had Sly in Miami as well. Then I went back to LA. We had an argument there. Tell us why. He wanted to set up a party. He wanted me to reach out to entertainers. I noticed something online that he was with an ex-girlfriend of his. I was furious. So this ex-girlfriend is probably Gina. The ex-girlfriend is probably Gina. This is 2023, I believe. Did you ever speak to him with any of these other women? No. I found out on Instagram. These text messages, October 15, 2023. Please read what you wrote. I text, you got that girl next to you. Her BS is already starting, meaning drama. So that ex-girlfriend that bought drama was Gina. Okay? Gina is the one that bought the drama, because I remember, if you could look back on Twitter, this was around the time that she was going back and forth with Carisha, I believe. I told Sean, introduce her to Paul. Introduce her to Pete. Why don't you do that? Who? Paul, one of the entertainers. Then I wrote, I am not a porn star. These experiences are desensitizing X for me. And here on October 16th, the same fight. Please read these. I wrote, I don't want to be effed in these rooms. I felt there was more pressure on me than the other girls. So in other words, why don't you got these hoes doing Wild King nights? Why I'm the one doing Wild King nights? There was an imbalance. I had to earn basic things for my romance. Love and romance. He was giving it to the others. He was clearly capable of it. So she's mad that he is giving the others love and affection without them having to do free calls. Can y'all still hear me out there? Put a 1 in the chat if we still good. I'm giving y'all play-by-play. I'm giving y'all context to the play-by-play, right? So people don't, when people give you these tweets, or when you're reading these tweets, a lot of y'all don't understand it, but I was popping in that, still live during that era. So I know all of what's happening right now, right? Put a 1 in the chat. I hope y'all don't take forever to do it like y'all normally do. So now, she says, I don't want to be effed in these rooms. I felt more pressure on me than the others. There was an imbalance. I had to earn basic for my romance, love and romance. He was giving it to others. He's clearly capable of it. I wrote, it's been 3 years. So you've been doing this for 3 years, sis, of me having to F strangers. He wrote, so we're breaking up? Okay, right there. That is your choice, miss. He did not say, well, you ain't got no other choice. You ain't got no other choice because you signed the contract, right? So she says, it's been 3 years of me having to F strangers. He wrote, so we're breaking up? Is that what you were proposing? No. I wrote, I need a break spiritually. What did you write next? I wrote, sex is sacred to me. Well, you decide to say that. 3 years after you've been given messing with Paul, Tommy, Luke, John, and all of the gospels in the Bible, and you want to talk about sex is sacred to you? I wrote, you always push me to do more and more. I said, I need time to myself. I said, and then Combs' lawyer said, may we have a sidebar? Judge said, you may. During the long break, Combs is standing talking with Xavier Donaldson. I would not be talking to Xavier Donaldson. I would be talking to Nicole Westmoreland or Brian Steele. I would not be talking to no Xavier Donaldson. Judge, please be seated, Miss Comey. Please bring Jane back. Jane walks up back Combs' table as he passes a note to his lawyer, Alexander Shapiro. What did Sean write to you? He wrote, I want to spend the day with you. I wrote back, you make it crystal clear exactly what you want me for. You're going to spend the day love bombing me? What did you mean? Sean is very love bomby. Here she is still talking about how much love. Sean's very love bomby. I said, I am not just an animal people can F on. He said, you're crazy? Government, how often did he call you crazy? Often. I said, you want me to S some D so you can jet off with Gina? I said, so right there, that's telling you that Gina is the ex-girlfriend she was referring to, right? Because remember, she said she just saw him with an ex-girlfriend, and now the next name she mentions, you can jet off with Gina? I said, I'm drained. He said, I'll leave you alone. Boom! 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 All right? I'll leave you alone. In the next message, did he use your true name? Yes. And does he say, that's my house too? He does. He wrote, I'm coming over. You got to let me in or not. Is your baby there? Are you going to let me our house? Again and again. Sean wrote to me, I'm so stressed. I'm horny. SMH. Government, what does SMH mean? Shaking my head. He said his knees weren't good. I said, I was hitting up my mom. She said, taking bone supplements is key. Then you saw Sean? Yes. Ay, ay. We had the sobriety party at the hotel. First, I went to a concert. I stood with his security, Jonathan. I went to the store for supplies for the hotel night. Sean was in the hotel waiting. He called me. B, what the F is taking so long? I got there. His assistant said, you don't deserve to be called a B. Government said, at La Hermitage, what happened? I didn't want to take rugs. Who was the first entertainer? Rico, then Paul, then Anton, then I threw up. Sean said, good, you threw up. Now you'll feel better. This seems like a repeat. Then I had X with Anton. I felt terrible. Whose text is this? Mine. I wrote, baby, I love you. Do you think you could put something in my hotel? Did Sean respond? No. I needed furniture for the house. I wrote, you weren't too busy to make sure Chelsea was ready in DC. You didn't make sure Chelsea was ready in DC. I guess Chelsea's the girlfriend. So Chelsea must be a girlfriend. Play the voice note. So we got to look up who Chelsea is. Play the voice note. Sean Combs. I don't know where the F Chelsea is. I ain't with no bees. Leave me the F alone. I'm single. There you go. There you go. There you go. There you go. So how about leave him alone? Oh my God. Right? Leave me alone. I'm single. Anybody knows who Chelsea is? Let me know. Chelsea Handler? Would that be funny? Ooh. Wouldn't that be funny? Wouldn't that be funny for Chelsea Handler? What other Chelsea? What? Y'all, what other Chelsea is? That would be even more interesting because ain't Chelsea Handler also a 50 Cent ex-girlfriend? So who is Chelsea Peretti? Who's that? Who's Chelsea Peretti? So Chelsea Peretti is a comedian and actress. Not her. Anyway, back to the tweets. Leave me the F alone. I'm single. What frustrations did you feel? Not being heard about how I felt about the hotel nights. Did you use names for the other women? Yes, it was misdirected anger. I asked, what does the house have to do with what I'm saying? I wrote, I'm not Gina or Cassie. Were you telling Sean you were going to speak out about your relationship? Objection. Sustained. Please read, did you reference your child? Yes, I said, you got me effed up. I said, just complete what you promised about the 2 years, about the home. I said, don't contact me. So she's saying, Negro, just finish paying for my house. Don't call me. So, sis, you thought that's how it was going to go down? All right. He said, what did he say in response? He said, I'm super clear now. I said, you had me on constant pins and needles. Now I'm sick. Leave me alone. Does the next message reference a prior relationship you had? Yes. Then he says, I was told you were crazy. He said, you took it too far, baby girl. You'll see. He was threatening me about the rent, that we don't need to do anything we don't want. There you go. There you go. We don't have to do anything we don't want. He was threatening that we don't need to do anything we don't want. I wrote, you're mad at me about a grown ass man. Stop right there. Was this referring to your prior relationship? Yes, I wrote, you wasted my time in this toxic ass relationship. Did you then refer to your previous relationship? Yes. Hold on. So she says, yes. She referred to her previous relationship. So now it looks like they're going to tap in to where he's talking about her previous relationship. Man, oh man, oh man. But he has said several times, I'm single and we don't have to do anything we don't want. Right? But if he is paying for a house and you are in a sexual relationship with him and you stop doing that, he has every damn right. Hold on. He has every damn right to stop paying your rent. That's not coercion. That's not forced. That's the same thing as your parents. You don't got nowhere to go, and your parents tell you, well, you got to abide by a certain amount of rules if you want to stay in this house. So you have to come in by 11. You can't use the computer past 2 a.m. You can't have my car out late. And there's no drugs in this house. And you can't have boys or girls in this house. And you say, damn, if you don't want to abide by those rules, you're going to have to find somewhere else to live. That's not coercion. And that's not force. Sorry to let y'all know. So then it says, Jane wrote, I'm mad about grown ass man. Yes, you invited me to New York to pair me up with some random man. Any mother effer for your own sick sexual. What were you talking about? The two men I had chose for myself, Sly and Anton. Sean kept trying to say, I chose them. I wanted it. I wrote, you want to gaslight me. What did you mean? He wanted me to believe I had wanted these things. What else did Sean text you? He said, you and me don't have no beef. I said, you created all this evil inside me. I wrote to him, I regret everything, all this toxic S which overran my life. He said, you are burning a bridge that you are going to need tomorrow. What did you write? I wrote, I don't trust you. He said, 10 hours ago, you loved me. Not this. He wrote, it's a free country. I'm an adult and you aren't an adult. You are writing a whole book about what you hate about me. We both made promises that we didn't keep. If you don't want to talk to me, there's nothing I can do. Did you get the phone? Yes. What did you write here? I said, you knew I would finish strong. Pep talks to keep performing. I know I was consenting. Boom! 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 I know I was consenting. You didn't know I didn't want it. Girl, you're done. You're done. You're done. You're done, sis. Y'all see that? Y'all see that? Wow. This is her own words. This is her own words, chat. Put a 1 in the chat if y'all heard that. Put a 1 in the chat right now if y'all see this. Do y'all see this? Did y'all hear what she just said? Out of her own mouth. Remember, she's putting all these things down in her iPhone. In her iPhone. And she's not sending it to him. They said there's 35 people in this chat. I haven't seen one person respond. I haven't seen one person respond. Do y'all see this? Wow. Let's repeat that. You knew I would finish strong. Pep talk to keep me performing. I know I was consenting. Like you said, you didn't know I didn't want it. This is my truth. I love you very much. I need to take a pause. Why did you say I know I was consenting? I pick up the word from him. He said, if anyone saw these videos, they'd say you wanted it. Was that true, Jane? I'm still trying to figure that out. Oh my God. Oh my God. and she's a victim. Girl. What did you see in the videos? I was high. I was just following a pattern, performing. Exhibit, please read it. It's from my notes. I wrote, I am having PTSD from these nights. Why in your notes app? Get my feelings out. But still in all, never told them. Never told them. Sis, this is crazy. So I'm sorry. And then even if violence is put on later on, it would just be more domestic disputes. Far as I'm concerned, get my feelings out. Unbelievable. Did you see Sean that day? Yes, at his home. I was comforted by him. I was able to talk about the pain I was feeling. He was hugging me. What are these? Photos I took of us in his master bedroom. I felt he understood me at this moment. So obviously, those red shoes and stuff like that were her shoes. Because she said she was dating him up until the time that they raided his place. They raided the place in Miami and found shoes and high platform shoes. And she said she would have on high platform, high heels the whole entire time through the wild nights. So this was obviously her shoes. Because she's in his master bedroom. I told us in his master bedroom, I felt he understood me at this moment. He had a Halloween video shoot. That was nice, but his birthday was approaching, and I felt nervous. He wanted to party hard, but he spent his birthday with his family. I got him a mobile television. We had these things called movie nights, our videos. I felt this could substitute for the entertainer. Then Cassie's lawsuit came out. It was everywhere on social media. I think I fainted. Why? Because there were 3 pages that were harrowing what I was experiencing. Did you screenshot those pages? Yes. Do you recognize this? It's Cassie's lawsuit filed November 16th, 2023. Had you met Cassie? In 2015, a fashion show and celebration for Sean. That's the only time I met Cassie. I was reading these pages and it felt like a nightmare. I had a lot of sympathy for this because objection. Ask a new question. How did you react? Like, I can't believe I'm reading my own story. Read your messages the day after Cassie's lawsuit. 4 in one night, and now I'm going to the doctor. Then 3 days later, I wrote, I feel like I'm reading my own sexual trauma. God finally woke me up about this cycle. You gaslit me. We're going to play some audio with your true name. Redacted, show the transcript to the jury. Loud and scratchy audio played. Sean Combs saying, I love you. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to stop all this madness. Jane, I don't know. Right? Wow, wow, wow. Wow, wow, wow. Somebody talk about lawsuit coming. There ain't no lawsuit coming. Then she will give all the money to a baby. That well, let's see. Let's see if she sues him too. I don't think she could sue him because he's been paying her rent still to this day. So what's the hell she's gonna sue him for? She can't sue him. Wow, wow, wow. Saw Sean that day. Okay. PTSD, your what's it called? Self-diagnosis. Can't do that, sis. Okay. Then she says, I love you. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to stop all this madness. I don't know. Did you know you were being recorded? No. Did you know you were being listened in on? No. More audio. Jane saying, who's there when I close my eyes and I have these effed up things in my head? Play the 345. Jane saying, who's there when I close me eyes and I have these effed up things in my head? Let's see what else he said. Lord have mercy. Okay. Didn't know she was being recorded. They must have tapped his lines. They probably tapped his phone lines. because this was right after the lawsuit. So more than likely, they tapped his lines. He wasn't recording her, but they probably had his lines tapped, right? Let's see here. Come on. Clearly, they have tapped his line, so it wasn't his fault. He probably didn't even know he was being recorded. After the raid, they was probably just tapping his. They probably had his lines tapped. That's wild. That's wild. So they're saying, "Did you know he's being recorded?" I'm sure she didn't. I'm sure Diddy didn't even know he was being recorded. Mm, mm, mm. So they're coming up on lunch. This is wild. They're coming up on lunch right now. This is crazy. Trying to refresh and see if we have anything else, but so far, as I said, she said the word consent several times. And all of these things that she's putting, most of the time she said no, she don't want to do it, is on her Apple Notes, where she admitted that she consented to and didn't really tell him that she didn't want to do it. Dude. So it says, Sean Combs' voice. I'm trying to be there for you. You know what I'm saying? I'm just fucked up right now. Sean asked, are you recording me? Were you recording him? Jane said, absolutely not. He probably heard the lines being tapped. Wow. That was 23 minutes ago. What's taking him so long? So he asked her, are you recording me? So he probably heard the lines going. Because, you know, when you're being recorded, you could pretty much get an idea. Because you be hearing your echo, right? Sometimes you hear your echo. So they rated this, I guess, after the lawsuit. After the lawsuit, they probably had his phone tapped. This is nuts, right? Let's see. So who was? All right. So They're closing in on lunch, but that's pretty much where we are. Hold on, 12 minutes ago. I don't know. Did you know you've been recording? No. Trying to be there for you. Re-recording him? Absolutely not. See what we got after that. Inner City Press, man. I need to get somebody who got the live transcripts. Right? Because he be having these long breaks. We're going to find, she said absolutely not. She wasn't recording. So somebody was recording him, probably the government. The government was recording her. No question about it. So they probably went to break because right now it's close to 12:30, which is where they usually take their break. But judging from what y'all heard so far on this testimony, yeah, there's some gaslighting. Yeah, there's some Scorpio manipulation. But when you're dealing with a Scorpio, you gotta, that kind of comes with the territory. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Scorpios are master manipulators, right? Sean Combs, what you did is not right. You know what I'm saying? I can't talk on this phone. I don't know what the F is going on. I need you to support. You got me that video thing. What did that mean? The mobile TV, I got them. You got me that video thing? Pretty much need your support, as in she was talking about the freak off, so I know he probably told her, don't go out there and file no lawsuit about these freak offs now. I'm trying to be there for you, you know what I'm saying? Everybody's talking about where's the full story to this secret recording. Oh, she was hurt, vulnerable, traumatized. Man, this is a grown woman. Grown woman. I'm tired of people trying to defend these grown women. Now, I don't know what the problem is, but you guys in the chat, you guys are in the chat, right? When I said put a 1 in the chat, if you're understanding and following, the only person that put a 1 in this chat was Lori B. So I really don't understand what the issue is, right? About why lately, when I have been talking to y'all, showing, presenting this information to y'all, and then I tell y'all in the chat, put a 1 in the chat just so I know who's listening. And y'all gonna put a 1 in the chat. Don't tell me all y'all at work. I refuse to believe it. Y'all are all at work and you can't talk because you're at work. I know sometimes y'all do that, but all the time y'all ain't doing that. Well, Lori's the only one responding. Is the Cash App? If y'all want to support your boy, the Cash App is $ Heaven Hollywood. All right, and this will get you all, caught up. So let me once again. So now on the timeline, right now we're on the timeline of the Cassie lawsuit. And he has not laid hands on her yet. But if you're going to tell me, if he laid hands on her after the Cassie lawsuit, then he is definitely, there's something mentally wrong with him. Because he was taking a chance doing that. My head. Recording him, absolutely not. What you did was not right. Can't talk like this on the phone. You're saying the mobile thing, I got him. So, I don't know. This looks like sheesh. The mobile TV, I got him. He said, you got me that thing? Diddy was like, what the hell you? I don't need no more mobile devices, baby girl. So they made, when they raided its place, they probably raided that. And got these freak off tables, the sex workers. So yeah, let me see. If I see it on my other phone, let me see. So right to you. Boom. So writing a whole book, consenting. Cassie lawsuit. Reading my own trauma. I'm trying to stop all this madness. Did you know you've been recorded? No. I close my eyes. I have these effed up things in my head. Then I'm trying to be there for you. You know what I'm saying? Did you get me this mobile thing? What you did isn't right. The mobile thing I got him. Your Honor, this might be a good place to break. Okay, jurors, you may go. How much longer? I'm confident I'll finish today. It may be the end of the day, but today. So they're breaking. They're breaking. They took a break, and she says she's going to finish with this person at least by the end of the day. We have yet to hear violence as part of the coercion yet. Now, if violence takes place, it is after the coercion. I mean, it is after they've already been involved for 3 years. So it's 3 years into the relationship, and there has not been any report of violence yet. Wow. Three years, there's not been any report of violence yet as far as this person goes. And if he committed any act of violence towards her, right? Then he did it. They haven't went over it yet, or he did it in 2024, which would be absolutely stupendous of him. After they already filed a lawsuit and your phones were tapped and they raided your house, if you put hands on her after that, you are a bold dude who really don't care. Right? So we're going to see, y'all. We're going to see. But so far, to me, she's even said the word consent out of her own mouth. Out of her own mouth, she said, yeah, I was consenting, because she admitted that she was basically telling him she didn't want to do it, but she was telling him that on the voice notes. She was telling him that on the voice notes, chat. She didn't tell him that to his face. Wow. She was not telling him that to his face, chat. I'm going to ask again. Put a 1 in the chat if y'all can hear me. I'm giving dialogue and none of y'all are responding back. I want to know what y'all think about this case, or especially about this witness. Do you think this witness is giving the prosecution a better chance for a conviction than Cassie, or a worse chance than Cassie? What y'all think? Do y'all think it's a better chance of a conviction with Cassie, or a worse chance than Cassie? Because so far I haven't heard. Only thing I've heard is freak offs. Right? Only thing I've heard is freak offs. So they're on a break. He's told her numerous times, leave me alone. I'm single. I'm single. Leave me alone. Right? Crazy. This is ridiculous. So y'all can let me know what you think. down in the comments. Anybody who's on the replay gang, let me know what y'all think, man. I'll do a video wrapping everything up, wrapping the end of this day up. Sexy Red checked Ray J. Ray J, I believe Ray J is on drugs. In my opinion, Ray J's on some serious drugs. Right? Ray J's on some serious drugs. I believe he was probably recording her. In fact, he just had to pay $20 million for his BS. Still continued to freak off after she expressed feeling gaslit. All right. Anyway, y'all let me know down in the comments what y'all think about this whole case and about today's testimony. $sign Heaven Hollywood. Anybody I ask that you send a donation to help support the channel. All right, we'll catch y'all on the next one.